Hey Tom, have you noticed that new car prices are insane?
Yeah, just absolutely crazy.
Yeah, and in this video we're going to talk about why and how much new cars cost. And let's start with the Wall Street Journal story that we just read. Basically, the Wall Street Journal did a story talking about where the market is right now. They called a bunch of dealers. They looked at pricing of various models. And so we decided to follow up on that story and basically kind of take it to the next level. So let's start by talking about the fact that new car prices are now thousands of dollars over sticker.
It's just berserk, absolutely, Dad. So the Wall Street Journal put out an article illustrating just how much of a seller's market it is right now. Dealers are asking thousands of dollars over sticker price on new vehicles, and not, the typical super high and exotic new vehicles like you'd expect out of Ferrari, or super highly anticipated vehicles like you'd expect out of the Bronco, but, typical run-of-the-mill brands that you hear every day.
Yeah, so we did some research. We're going to be talking about the Telluride, the Kia Telluride, which is a very popular vehicle, and the Chevy Corvette, and we're going to see how much they cost over sticker. Now, people may be wondering, why are new car prices so expensive? And it's really kind of the perfect storm, to use a cliche, right? The chip shortage.
Yep.
The economy's booming.
Yep.
And, of course, the fact that people are going back to work.
Right.
Greetings, my friends. This video is brought to you by our friends at Manscaped.com. The right man needs the right tools to get the right job done properly. Recently, Manscaped came out with the waterproof Lawnmower 4.0. And now, to make things better, Manscaped presents the Performance Package 4.0 Bundle. Manscaped now has an all-in-one kit that simplifies everything. The lawnmower includes replaceable ceramic blades, wireless charging, and a built-in LED. On top of that, Manscaped even offers you the Weed Whacker nose and ear hair trimmer. That's in their performance pack. And as a bonus, a bottle of ball deodorant and ball toner. You lucky dog. To make sure you never run out of supplies, you can enroll in the Peak Hygiene Plan. Go to manscaped.com today and get 20% off plus free international shipping. For a limited time, you can get 2 free gifts, the Shed Travel Bag and the Manscaped Anti-Chaffing Boxer Briefs. That's when you use the promo code FASTLANECAR at checkout. Take it from me, your balls, your body, and others will thank you.
You combine all three of those things, and what you have is much more demand than supply. And the other thing we need to talk about before we delve into the story is that we are not the customers for car manufacturers. Did you know that? New car manufacturers.
Well, who's buying the cars?
The dealers.
Oh, so the car company is selling to the dealers, and then us, the customer, is buying from the dealer.
Except for Tesla.
Yeah, that's a whole nother can of worms, though, Dan.
Yeah, we'll leave that one. So let's talk about the Kia Telluride. Let's face it, Tommy. I believe in the free market, and let supply and demand kind of even out. But it's a very hard pill to swallow when you go into a dealership and you have to pay not a couple thousand, but tens of thousands over sticker, and that's exactly what happened with the Kia Telluride with some dealers.
Yeah, so the Wall Street Journal brings up one buyer in particular in Boca Raton, Florida. He went in to buy a Telluride and expected to pay a little bit over sticker because the Telluride is a very popular vehicle. And even though it's been out for quite some time now, it still is a highly desired vehicle. So he offers $3,000 over the car's MSRP, and the dealer's response, that'll be $10K over sticker, please. So $55K to buy a Telluride. It's crazy.
So the story notes that the buyer ended up buying a Toyota Highlander instead at MSRP, which is a great thing about the free market. But nevertheless, the fact remains that let's talk about the country and how much different dealers are charging over sticker for the Kia Telluride.
So our producer Zach actually dug deeper into the story and did his own research. And here's what we found. Telluride inventory, like a lot of other vehicles, is seriously slim right now, and it's kind of representative of what we're seeing in the market. So we found some examples across the country where they're advertising over sticker, $5,000 over sticker in Seattle for a front-wheel drive Kia Telluride S. How about in LA? What does that same car in LA cost?
$7,500 over MSRP. Same spec, same color.
Yeah, Salt Lake City, one dealer franchise completely sold out of Tellurides. Denver, we're seeing $5,700 over MSRP. Chicago, about $5K over. Detroit, $6K over. And what about Kansas City?
Yeah, $10,000 over sticker, $61,000 for a Telluride, Tommy.
For a Kia.
Yeah, for a Kia. That's just crazy. let's talk about some of the research that I did. I spoke with one of the CEOs of one of the major brands, and I asked them when he felt that this chip shortage was going to abate. Basically, when they were going to have enough chips to satisfy demand. He felt that in the next quarter there's going to be enough supply to actually start meeting demand. But that's the good news, but there's also some bad news. I also spoke with several dealers, and the issue there is that even though, let's say that today they got their complete allocation of orders that people want to buy, you still have to backfill. In other words, if the dealership would normally have 100 cars on the lot, it's not enough just to get 100 cars, but to bring things back to normal, you really need 200 cars or trucks.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because you got to backfill that lot, right? Because most lots are, either empty or near empty right now.
Interesting. Really, really interesting. So not all dealers in every city practice the same selling of, charging over sticker. Miami dealers are at least advertising at or near MSRP is what we found. And then it all depends on the city and the dealer too. The ones we mentioned are just some examples. However, most are not discounting at all right now. The Telluride is a popular car and automakers are cutting back on incentives in general. While the Wall Street Journal focused on one state, the markup is pretty much happening all over the country.
I spoke with the sales manager for a Mazda dealership.
Yep.
And he said when customers walk in and they ask for a discount, he said, go get that car somewhere else because we are not discounting them whatsoever.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So, the days of deep discounts, I think, or any discounts for cars are fairly over right now. Now, I tend to believe, Tommy, that if a dealer is charging over sticker for a vehicle, you can do that once.
Yep.
But you're basically, killing that relationship you have with the customer. I always feel like if I'm being charged over sticker, and be that in several different ways, right? You can do that by either just putting on a market adjustment. So if the car, like the Kia, is $40,000, you can charge $50,000 for it, or you can add a whole bunch of stuff that doesn't add any real value but adds expense.
Interesting.
Like clear bras. For a long time when I was growing up, rust-proofing was, a big deal. Doing pinstriping, right? There's just, all kinds of non-value added things, in my opinion, that a dealer can add on and add thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars to the sticker.
So when we look at sports cars, right? Sports cars oftentimes, even in a normal market, have a slight markup. So we were just curious. We went and looked at what was going on with the Corvettes, the ones over my shoulder. Many reports came out about dealer markups when it first arrived, but Stingrays have been out for a while now, so prices can't be that bad, right? Well, no, they're still pretty brutal. So apparently most dealers that we looked at are doing massive markups.
Yeah, same kind of thing, except, multiply that number that we had by another zero. So let's talk about some of the research that we did in terms of what a Corvette will cost you if you can get one. So one dealer in LA was asking $105,000 for a 3LT coupe, which is about $25,000 over GM's MSRP.
That's right. San Diego, $20,000 over for 2LT coupe, and Las Vegas, there's a dealer asking about $40K over MSRP for a 3LT coupe. And this isn't the only $100,000 plus Corvette that dealers are asking for now. Even 2020 models are also listed over $100K. Chevrolet just did too good of a job on the new Corvette.
Yeah,
they can't build them quick enough, it sounds like.
The one that takes my breath away and Zach's breath away is there's a dealer in Salt Lake City asking $133,770 for a fully loaded 3LT coupe, which is about $40,000 over MSRP, Tommy.
Yeah, and that's where Zach kind of stopped. It's not all bad, though. One dealer in Seattle asked $77,000 for a mid-spec 2LT model. That's about $2,000 over sticker, so that's not too bad. So it really pays off to shop around even across the country. So all these Corvettes had the Z51 performance package, some other options, and MSRP shifts around a little bit, but still, that's crazy.
Yeah, so here's the conundrum, right? It's also a great time to sell a vehicle. I've been getting a lot of emails from people who have actually sold their used cars for more than they paid for them. Right now, used car prices in general are up about 25% from this time last year. 25% or 25, quarter of the value. It's higher right now.
That's nuts.
That's nuts. So, the conundrum, of course, is that while it's a great time to sell your car, what are you going to use to replace it?
Right. That's a great question. Yeah, I mean, bikes are even expensive. I don't even know if you can bike to work.
Everything's expensive.
Bus tickets, maybe?
So the question is, when will the bubble burst or will it last forever? And that is the million-dollar question. So if you're looking for a new car, I will have some suggestions for you.
Right.
I would avoid, I know if you've got your hearts on a Corvette or a Kia or even a Palisade, might avoid those. look around and look at competing vehicles. Like this story in the Wall Street Journal, end up buying a Toyota Highlander, which is a very fine vehicle. So look at the competing set of vehicles, and then look around at dealership that still have some inventory where they might be willing to sell it at MSRP, or are in business long enough and know the important lesson that they value their customers and will not sell it over MSRP. There are a lot of dealerships like that as well.
Yep, for sure. So let us know what your experience has been with surrounding the crazy car market right now. We'd love to hear some of your stories in the comment section below, or send us an email. And be sure to stay tuned, because we're going to try to keep following this story as time progresses to see if the car market cools down at all in the next coming months.
I think my take, Tommy, is that if you hold up 6 months, we'll slowly start to reverse to a more normal situation.
Okay.
But right now, I think, look for dealers that aren't marking up cars that you want to do business with in a long-term relationship. And if you can sell your car, it's a great time to sell. Wait 6 months, maybe a year, and then go buy in a year, and you'll be in like Flint. You know that reference?
I've never heard that
Yeah,
reference.
I know, it's too old. Never mind. All right, as always, thanks for watching.
And see you guys next time.
Ciao.